Hello. Today's reading skill that we are learning about is the skill of predicting. And these last two skills, predicting this week and monitoring next week, are the most important of the six skills that we're looking at. Predicting is a sort of questioning, but it's more specific. It means you're asking questions about what's going to happen in the remainder of the text. So in this case, we're reading a novel, right? So all the time, without knowing it, a strong reader is predicting what's going to happen. I predict that he's going to be, trapped by Dracula in the castle, or I predict that his fiancée will be turned into a vampire. Things like that. But smaller things too. Just predicting anything that you think might happen. And often it's based on a cause and effect relationship, right? So you could say, I think blank is going to happen because of blank. So putting it in that sort of framework is helpful with predicting. You could say, I think that this will cause this. You can say, I think this is going to happen because that happened. Um, just different ways to say it, but that you are predicting what is going to happen in the novel. Now, like I said, a strong reader who is used to reading a lot is doing that automatically in their head all the time, predicting what is going to happen. And it's something we have to learn. It's a skill, but it is a vital skill to getting reading comprehension, and more important even for developing an ease and love of reading, because you're engaged with the text the whole time. So, the predicting has to be grounded in something that has already been stated in this case, novel. So you have to justify your prediction. You have to say, like I said, I think this will happen because this happened. So you are predicting based on your knowledge that you have already from the book, and sometimes knowledge that you have already outside of the book. So, familiarity with vampire stories or gothic stories would help you in predicting what's going to happen in Dracula, because it is both of those. So knowing how the story usually goes, you can say, okay, I think I'm familiar with this. This happens, and then that happens. So I think I can predict that that's going to happen. And a good writer, will constantly be changing what kind of questions you're predicting, so that what you predict is not necessarily what's going to happen. And that's what makes reading certain books really exciting. And again, it's a subconscious thing a lot of the time. But you come to a point where you're like, whoa, I did not expect that. And then you are aware that you've been predicting a different outcome than what happened. And that, like I said, is what makes reading really interesting most of the time. So, predicting. There's not much to it. I don't want to waste your time talking about it, except to tell you, one, it is extremely important and a skill you need to learn if you want good reading comprehension, which equals good tape score. Two, you are asking a question about something that has not happened yet. Three, you can justify that by saying, I think this will happen because that happened, or because stories like this usually end this way. Okay? So those are the 3 rules of predicting. So your assignment this week is to just make 3 of those statements. I think blank will happen because blank. So predict 3 things out of what you've read of the novel already. Tie it into your knowledge or the knowledge that the book has already given you so that you have that justification. You don't say, I think, Jonathan Harker will turn into a Pegasus, because you have no basis for guessing that. That would just be a completely made up in your head prediction. So it has to be rooted to the text. Okay? It's a short one today. So get out there, get predicting, and hopefully enjoy what you're reading more.